This, for example, is an important case of well, another thing which is important is that changes compared to basic of at the Grun course in the Bauhaus, well, is that in the case of the exercise, well, we see a great importance of the text.
Il testo della formulazione
formulation of the exercise. So this, for example, is an exercise that once we have fixed the specific components and we have defined some rigorous geometric components, right, or mathematic formulas, and there is also a bad word that I want to use right now, which is syngenometric transformation.
Cioè, insomma,
which are just continuous deformations. This is basically what it means. So, like the pixels here are small and they grow, and they do this in a syngenometric way. And given this piece of information, well, the student was just briefed with a precise task, right? Not like in the case of before where we said, let's experiment with, I don't know, dots, right? No, we're not experimenting. You were assigned an effect which is concave and convex. Oh. Let's see if this very good student has obtained the result. But this thing that I'm just telling you, it's also some other key element, and it's very, very important, because if you recognize the fact that the first one on the left should be concave, the other should be convex, this one I think should be ambiguous, and that should be flat. Do we agree? Pretty much?
No?
Yeah, but maybe. Well, this that we're doing right now, in this particular moment, when we are actually practicing a very important component of the basic, which is the not the subjective evaluation, not objective. There is no like meter stick to measure all this, but there is the intersubjectiveness, right? A population of people, a group of people evaluates and decides. Who decides if the effect is obtained or not? Just a plurality of people. In the specific case, the class, the group, this particular group, and very important, which is a class. Oh. So this is another exercise which is very important, which is called the anti-first lady. Well, here's the joke. It says that, you know who invented this? Well, Tommaso Maldonado. Tommaso Maldonado says if there's a first lady in design, it's Maldonado. And it's funny how he said the like, first lady, you know. Well, I mean, he's a first lady because he's 2 meters high. I mean, he shows himself pretty. He's from Argentina. Well, like he's a super hunk. I want to say this. I mean, he's incredible. I mean, he's a super hunk, 2 meters high, and he speaks like in this Italian accent. He speaks Italian with this accent a bit from Argentina, right? He's marvelous. A great philosopher of science, and he's originally an artist, like a concrete artist of the concrete to tangible art in Argentina. Then teacher Ulm, director Ulm, a great academic. He's like the Pope of Italian design. And then he's back at being a painter. This is a funny thing. I mean, this is something that makes me laugh because it breaks several like fairy tales on the anti-artistic traits of Ulm school. And therefore this exercise, well, going back to this exercise,
brevissimamente
I will
dire
just briefly tell you that
il testo,
the
diciamo,
text
il testo che veniva dato agli
that was
studenti
given
che
to the students. Well, how was the text?
c'è un
Well,
rettangolo
there is a
orizzontale.
rectangle, a horizontal
Dividete
rectangle.
questo
Divide
rettangolo
this
orizzontale in
into
7
seven,
sei bande
six
verticali.
vertical parts.
Avete a
Have
disposizione,
available.
e questa è come la
And
scacchiera,
this is just
no?
like a
Del
chessboard.
gioco
I mean, it's just
una
like
scacchiera.
a
I
chessboard.
pezzi che avete a
The pieces
disposizione
that you
per
have
giocare
available
sono
to play
o
are
colori piatti
either flat, solid dies,
o
or
retini in bianco e nero.
like
Colori
these
piatti o retini in bianco e
patterns,
nero.
black and
Il
white.
goal,
The
l'obiettivo, la
goal,
cosa, la
the objective,
prescrizione
the
che viene fatta,
prescription
quello che
that
voi
you
dovete
given,
raggiungere
the briefing,
è
what you need to
è
obtain
ottenere
is
che
obtaining
nessuna
that none
delle parti,
of the parts,
nessuna delle parti
none of the
dell'immagine
parts of the image
giochi il ruolo di prima donna.
play the role of
Salti
the first
fuori,
lady, therefore stands out too much.
Allora adesso
And
vi
therefore,
dirò vi svelerò un
will
segreto.
give you just tell you a secret.
Lo
The
studente
author, the
che ha fatto
student
questo
who has
sono io.
done this drawing, it's
Ai
me,
tempi, negli
it's
anni
me.
60,
I was, what was it,
63 mi pare,
63 maybe? I can't remember.
Secolo,
The other century?
Ricordatevi, sì, 67 è l'altro secolo.
Um,
E adesso qui, anche qui,
and
vi
also
domando,
here,
io la risposta la so.
I
È
know the
risolto
answer.
molto bene questo.
Is this solved well or not?
Non è granché.
No, it's not great,
Questo studente
This student
non è stato
has
troppo,
not
troppo,
been
troppo
too
bravo. In
good
particolare
actually.
c'è
In
una
particular,
zona,
there is an
c'è
area.
una zona molto
There's an
critica.
area which is
Qual è la
very
zona molto
critical.
critica?
Which area is critical?
Esattamente
It's
il
exactly
fra
the
il
boundary
nero.
between the black and that pattern.
Quel confine lì.
See that
Anche-
boundary there?
Naturalmente è anche equilibrato
It's
dall'irritatività
balanced
anche
by
dell'altro.
the
Però
other
questo è
one,
molto
but this one is very strong,
Questo-
right? And so
quello che
this,
bisogna fare facendo
what you
questa
have to
esercitazione,
do this exercise,
guardate, è una roba troppo
and
divertente
it's
da
something
fare,
so
anche
fun to
questa,
do,
no?
really, it's really fun to do, playing with these,
È quella di fare in modo che
is to
nessuna
make
delle
sure
parti,
that none of the parts,
nessuna delle parti
none
attiri
of the
su di sé
parts
l'attenzione.
attracts the attention.
Nessuna delle parti
None
non
of the
la
parts,
banda, ma anche appunto un
like also a
confine fra
group,
due
a
bande,
boundary
eccetera,
between the
eccetera.
two, none of this
Questo
figure
è
should attract your
assolutamente-
attention. This
Ma
is
perché allora
why then
ma
you might
quando è
ask
che
yourself,
serve
then when do
una
we
roba
need
così,
to do
no?
something
Uno
like
si
this?
vuole
I mean,
domandare,
why would I need
quando
to
è che
do something
serve
like
nel
that?
progetto vero
Why
e
do I
proprio?
need to do
Non è
this
che
for a
serve
project, for my future?
questo.
You don't really
Qualche
need
volta
this, but
potrebbe anche servire
well, sooner or
esattamente
later you might
padroneggiare in questo
need
modo
this
i-
to
i-
eventually know
le
how
forme, le
shapes
morfologie,
and
le
morphological
strutture, eccetera.
structures
Ma
have to be
certamente,
treated.
ma
But certainly,
certamente,
absolutely,
sicuramente,
and
buona parte del
certainly
lavoro di progetto,
the
in
work
particolare del
of
progetto di
the design, and in
comunicazione,
particular the communication of design
capacità di
projects, is
costruire
having the
gerarchie.
capacity of creating hierarchy.
Allora, se tu sei
Well,
capace
if you
di
know how to do a
annullare tutte le
hierarchy,
gerarchie,
well, and you are
sicuramente
capable
sei
of
bravo.
canceling them at the same time,
Invece
well,
sarai
you
bravo
are
a fare
very
in
good,
modo
and
a
you will be very
pilotare
good,
con
and we will be
sottigliezza
very capable
la
of
gerarchizzazione, no? È chiaro,
like
oppure
addressing the hierarchies
non mi
as you
spiego.
please, or maybe I'm not
Se tu
explaining
sei bravo
myself.
a fare
Well,
sì,
if you are
se tu
good,
sei bravo, se tu hai capito come
and you
funziona
have
la baracca,
understood how this method works in obtaining the fact that none of these parts are a first lady in this project, so none of these pieces yells, I'm the protagonist. Well, if you're capable of doing this, you will be capable of doing also the other thing, exactly the opposite, which is substantial. Let's just do an example. Okay. So, if you have to design, I don't know, a magazine, a website, or whatever, let's say a magazine, okay, and there is a problem right, of the hierarchy, right, of all the subtitle, the captions, the fonts, how big, how small. This is the hierarchy, right? And it could be pretty interesting to do an exercise using those elements, right, rather than these. Always trying to obtain the fact that none of the parts are the protagonist. Let's go on.